contractors are always telling me like, hey, so-and-so company said that they can get me to rank number one, first page of Google in my whole area. And I tell them like, most likely that's impossible. And this is why. Like, let's say that you're in Orlando. This is a map of Orlando, and this is for the keyword plumber. So what this map shows me, this is a tool I use, third-party tool, not affiliated. It's called Local Falcon, and it lets me see how all these different companies rank on Google Maps. Google Maps is the local search engine for Google, so for anybody searching for a local business, Google Maps is the primary search engine that they use. So each one of these dots represents somebody searching from that location, and then the number represents how well that company is ranking on Google. If you are a 1, 2, or 3, you're showing up on the first page, and that's how you can get noticed. If you are higher than a 3, most likely you don't get much attention. If you're higher than like a 5 or a 6, if you're a 20, like basically means you're not competing in that area. And over here I've got a list of companies, so I can click through this list and see how well each company ranks and where. And you'll notice this little blue dot here is where the company is located. And you'll notice that every company ranks, well, these are all the top companies, but they rank in their local area. They don't rank in this whole area. There's no one company that covers the whole Orlando area. I would say like this one right here, who's ranked 4 on this list, is probably one of the best. They're covering a lot of good area that's populated. This guy up here, he's like out here in the boonies. Nobody lives out there, so not a lot of action to be had. But I can go through this list and I can see where each company ranks, and I can click on one of these dots and I can see who's actually ranking on those dots. And so for the majority of you listening to this, whether you're a business owner or you're an SEO person or a marketer or whoever, like, you don't have to go into these nitty gritty. Like, you can just do some scans and see, like, are you ranking? If you are, do you have room to grow and expand? If you're not ranking at all, then you can probably just do the most basic stuff and start making some progress. If you're like this company and you're already ranking pretty good, then you can start going in and like looking at who you're up against and figuring out how to beat them specifically. You'll notice that this company, the one I clicked on, they have 1,400 reviews. These other companies have 63, 870, 253, 95. So Modern Plumbing is crushing everyone on reviews. I have no affiliation with Modern Plumbing. I have no idea who any of these companies are. But Modern Plumbing is doing really well. And when I see a chart like this, I see, okay, there's a 5 there, a 4, 6, 7, 7, 4, 5. Those are the opportunity zones. Like, that's where, if they did the right things SEO wise, they could rank in those areas and expand out where they're at. Anywhere that it's like a 20, they're probably not going to be able to expand over there, at least not very easily. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money. I would guess this company probably already spends at least a few thousand a month on SEO, just based off of what I've seen about them. So if you're a company in this area, like, you got to know, like, that's who you're up against. If you're down here in West Orlando, you're not really competing against them because they don't show up down there unless they have another location over there, which I haven't seen. And so if you're like over here, I can just click through this list and find out like who you're up against. Or I can, click one of these bubbles and see like, okay, Drain Genie is number 1 there. So let's find Drain Genie in this list. They're right here. All right, so they're covering this little area down here. Now notice, okay, this company's got 1,500 reviews. So most likely they're investing in SEO, probably a couple thousand at least. And if you don't believe me on my budget, like just Google it. Like, what is the average SEO budget for a plumber? Average monthly SEO costs range from $200 to $10,000. More local SEO is considered more affordable, averaging $1,500. So sometimes when you do this search, you'll see, I've seen it say like $3,500. I know companies that spend multiple times that much. So anyways, this company most likely investing, they've got 1,500 reviews. They obviously take this stuff seriously, and look how they're ranking. Like, it doesn't look very great, right? Like, there's only 2 bubbles on here where they're in the top 3. And that just means to me, like, this is a competitive area. Like, here's who they're up against. All top 4 of the top 4 companies in this area all have over 1,000 reviews. Like, that's a lot. That's not easy for a new company to come in and compete with these guys. Shamrock's crushing it. Let's find Shamrock. Okay, look, Shamrock's doing really good down here. Probably invest quite a bit in this stuff. And so when I make videos like this, I'm trying just to help you understand kind of how this stuff works these days. Like, no matter who you are, when you're in a competitive area like Orlando or any other populated area, you're only going to have like visibility in a bubble around you. And like, this is what SEO is these days for local businesses. Like, you're trying to rank on Google Maps. And so when a company, like when you get some email from some company and they say, oh, we can get you ranking on the first page of Google in Orlando, like, that's a vague promise, and just know that it is impossible for any company to show up in this whole area. The only way you could is if you had multiple locations throughout the city and you invest heavily in SEO for each one, and you also get tons of reviews on each one. Like, in this area, you need like 1,500 reviews to be on top. And it's really, really hard to get 1,500 reviews on 5 different listings. And so, that's a decision you have to make if you decide to go the multiple listing route. But you can like go to localfalcon.com. You can pay like $20, do these scans for yourself, like get acquainted with them, especially if you invest in SEO. If you're spending a couple $1,000 a month on SEO, like, you should have your own scan tools and at least be able to measure some stuff yourself. And when I work with companies that invest thousands a month in SEO, like, I'm looking at all this nitty gritty stuff. Like, I look at every single dot, and I might even do another scan that even has even more dots. And I look and see, like, who are we up against in each one of these areas? And I make a list, like, who are the competitors? And then I go spy on them and I figure out what they're doing and what we need to do to beat them. And that's the name of the game when you get to a really high level. But for most of you guys out there, most companies, like 90% of companies, aren't at that level yet. They're like at the level where they just need to get some of the basic stuff put together. It's kind of like if you ever done like weightlifting, gone to the gym. When you are out of shape and you first start going to the gym, you can do just about anything and make forward progress. So that's why your coach or your personal trainer will start you on the basic stuff, conditioning, like major 3 lifts. Like, they'll just try to get you to a certain point, because it doesn't make sense to start isolating muscles when you can't even do a squat. So you start with where you are, and you really don't have to get super technical about this stuff until you have made enough progress that you're at that point. So hopefully this just sheds a little bit of light on how this stuff works. If you have any questions or you think something wasn't clear, throw up a comment and I'll answer it. Thanks for watching.